This video is fair use. It is transformative and is protected under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is needed for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, reporting, teaching, and more.
Hello and good morning, or good afternoon, or whatever time it is that this video gets released. Welcome, and my name is TPE, and I'm very glad to have you here today. So today we are watching and possibly adding a little bit of commentary to something that I clipped from Deets on the Streets, my girl. So Deets was having a panel and they were going over Britney J. Now, Britney has managed to avoid being called out on my channel. I honestly just didn't want to bring any attention to her channel because she's a grifter. She's a beggar. She asks for money outright while covering missing children and tragedies. Let's take a look at some of her content. It's definitely tragedy pimp-esque. Well, one thing I learned is that she certainly does have a lot of content. And I mean, like, hours and hours per day of content. And of course, it's all of the popular missing children and tragedies. And I put that in quotations. She seems to only cover the cases that are in the media right now, the ones that are going to get the views. Yeah, that I don't like. That is it's definitely a trait of tragedy pimping and always has been, in my opinion. And she definitely spent plenty of days and nights covering the Idaho 4, and I'm talking hours upon hours of covering that case. Brian Koberger, all of it, just on and on and on. She did Summer Wells. She was brutal during Kylie Rodney. That's when I first took notice of her. But honestly, I just didn't want to bring attention to her. I didn't want to send more people her way. And sometimes when I do these videos calling people out, I end up sending subs over there. So people do get curious and they want to go over there and hate watch. And I guess I'm just trying to avoid that. But anyway, here we are because this was pretty vile. So, trigger warning, trigger warning. Here we go. Please make sure you are subbed up to Deets on the Streets.
I'm going to show something. I'm glad you two are up here while I show this. There is another creator I would like to bring attention to, some misinformation. And hopefully you will be okay with that. The other thing that happens with these cases, with these bad actors, is the misinformation, and that comes from us content creators not taking the time to do our due diligence, to research and to vet what we're saying. We can speculate all day long. I'm not saying don't speculate all you want, but hopefully you're basing your speculation on facts and not just what you think you know. So this is allegedly with Britney J. She has been covering Sebastian's case. I hear she's going to cover it until the wheels fall off. So here is from her going over the interviews the other night with the parents, and I want to play this right here.
Well, hothead, you know, if somebody tells me they're not, that's a lie. Everybody's been a hothead at some point.
Yeah. Well,
we got to listen to it, and that's a problem.
Well, in my opinion, I mean, you have to put everything aside. I mean,
just for anyone who might be confused, this is Deets on the Streets, who is reviewing Britney J, who is reviewing Smiley.
Okay, Seth is his dad. If Seth wants to set a GoFundMe up, that's not any of Chris's business
at all.
I don't know why this man.
So it's a problem when it's not about him.
I guess I'm gonna probably feel like a fool about this, and maybe it's just because my child doesn't have.
I think you are going to feel like
yeah, I see that happening.
Let me just say that. I think you're going to feel like a fool.
He's never really exhibit problems. Neil, I'm not going to share his personal business, but I can say that Neil, there are some difficulties that I still have to help him with developmentally, but he's, you know, he potty trained at 4. It took him longer to potty.
So I've been told that her child is autistic, and so that is who she's making the reference with. We are not going to be discussing anything about her child. That's not the point of what she's about to say. So please do not mention anything at all in my chat about what she's talking about with her own personal experience.
Trained than it did, you know, a child that's not on the spectrum. But once he potty trained, he got it. The only struggle that we had was he didn't like using a toilet that anybody else used. So for a couple of years, he legit used a camp toilet, if y'all know what that is. Like, I had to purchase a toilet you use at a camp, and that his toilet was in his bedroom. for 2 or 3 years until finally and I mean, it was either that he used the camp toilet or he'd go on the floor. He would not use any.
I mean, my son had issues too. Yeah, exactly. It's an autism thing. It's a germ thing. It's a weird thing, but not at 15. I mean, my son's not 15 yet, but he's still he's only going to be 13, and he has.
So stay with me. This isn't about their personal experiences. Please do not make it about that in the chat. In fact, mods, if they make this about these two women's personal experiences, just delete that comment. What it is about, it's about what they're about to say.
I don't even.
I know. Just wait.
Also, that was where I was going though. Like, so we got. That was it. That was the extent of it though. And now, you know, he's about 2 years ago, he started using our bathroom. We got rid of the camper potty. I have to help him. You know, I still help him clean himself off when he goes. But other than that, he's got it. You know, no issues, no bedwetting. So I'm just a little. I would like to know. I wish that she would give us a definitive time when Sebastian started having these issues of. That she would give us a definitive time when Sebastian started having these issues of using the bathroom on himself.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny, but whenever.
So here, first of all, she doesn't know you about when Sebastian started having potty train issues. But if you paid attention to the interviews and stuff, you would know when it was. But what we're going to cover is what is said next.
I'm not trying to be funny, but whenever a potty trained child starts wetting the bed and starts soiling themselves, it is almost always a sign of abuse, whether it is physical or it's in nature. It is a sign of abuse.
Well, that was where I.
Wow. So that wasn't Britney's voice that just said that, but she is heard in the background saying, yeah, and agreeing. So let's just let Deets take care of this one. But let's hear it again first.
Whenever a potty trained child starts wetting the bed and starts soiling themselves, it is almost always a sign of abuse, whether it is physical or it's in nature. It is a sign of abuse.
Well, that was where I was going.
Who just said that?
Trauma sign, not necessarily.
Doesn't matter. I don't know who said it on her panel, but she said yes. That's where I'm going with it. So let's hear that one more time.
Sign of abuse, whether it is physical or it's in nature. It is a sign of abuse.
Well, that was where I was going with it. Trauma sign, not necessarily. Hopefully, not. I pray to God that he wasn't being, you know, SA. But I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be SA. It could just be, you know, mistreatment. But thank you, Regina. You pretty much said where I was going. Like, I just, it's good. What's regression mean? Can somebody tell me what that is?
Girl.
That they lose whenever someone regresses instead of.
Do they know about it? I'm so sorry.
I'm getting ready to. I'm getting ready. Give me 2 more seconds. I'll show that. Give me 2 more seconds. I'm filming over here. That's why I turned my camera off.
What caused him to go into regression? That's what I want to know.
There are certain environmental factors, like certain types of mold and certain types of toxins that can cause that. But for it to periodically be happening to where he was potty trained and then regressed again and potty trained, something else was going on.
Do you think something else might be going on? Do you do any research before you hit the live button and talk about cases? It sure doesn't sound like it. By the way, there are even more vile things that come up. I'm not saying it's more vile than this or less, but just more things that are vile coming up. Get her, Deets. Get her.
Yeah, that's all. And don't tell me he's on the spectrum, huh? It's kind of
okay. So you can barely hear her say it there, and she says, "And don't tell me it's because he was on the spectrum, bitch. It's not because he was on the spectrum. It's because if you knew enough to dig into all the things stated about Sebastian before you started covering him, you would know about his terminal chromosome 6q27 deletion situation. How do you not know this? You're over there talking about his wetting himself and having those issues as if it's fucking assault. Are you kidding me? You have. There is no other indication of that. Nothing of the sort has been stated by anyone, and y'all are over there chit-chatting about it like, oh, this is a strong possibility, and don't tell me it's because of his autism.
Get out of here.
Do your freaking research before you talk about these situations.
Isn't that just what we were just talking about, Deets? People talk about JLR so skilled and this one's so skilled at true crime. Y'all don't even look up the basics. The basics. Nothing. This child had a disability. He was just diagnosed, you dummy.
Well, he's diagnosed just recently with the autism recently. They're acting like he is a baby, like he is incompetent, when all of the parents have stated he is extremely high functioning. He was just diagnosed last year with autism. And that is not new. But this situation, the chromosome deletion, he was diagnosed at 6 months with that. He has been dealing with ongoing issues his entire life stemming from the chromosome deletion, including wetting his pants. Sexual assault on this kid. Are you kidding me?
And the
I can't
parents.
believe it.
Both of
And
them.
those are all moms up there. Those
And
are
the
like
parents.
parents and stuff.
And
True
what
criminals, too.
we just said, we know who is listening to our streams. Family was in Jones's stream earlier. Neighbor was in Granny's stream earlier. We don't know who's listening. And you think that these family, they should have to hear, like they're thirsting, they're craving to hear about their son or just have some info. So they turn to this platform to listen and try to glean some more from it. And they tune into a stream who is not only putting sexual assault on their child, their loved one. Where do you think that they're alleging that I'm not saying it's sexual assault, maybe some other abuse. Where are you alleging that's coming?
Fatal Vanilla or Fatal Velvet, I don't know what the name is. They asked what the chromosome issue is. It's a disability, a chromosomal issue that is a deletion that he's missing and has been. It's very rare and it's serious, and it does cause a lot of it could cause body like a
facial dysmorphia, organ dysmorphia.
Yes.
There's so much more to it than just this little blip here. Like I said, take the time. He has chromosome 6q27 deletion syndrome. Take the time to look into that before you start slinging accusations on him, on his family, or on anyone that has ever been connected to.
And
I have not been hearing this for 6 hours a night every night.
Exactly.
Night until the wheels fall off, but I still take the time to look it up. Since then, I've looked at multiple pages on it.
Yeah, and you got all these people covering it night after night, collecting super chat, views, and y'all don't even know. You don't.
Do you even know he has it? Do you even know he has it? And
that's a good question.
Play into a lot of things, y'all, and it just angered me hearing that. Put you on the same as the people out there standing in front of the house with the bullhorns.
Oh yeah.
It's so easy to not put that on someone. You know how easy it is? You just don't freaking say it. That's how easy it is. I'm okay. Like I said, we can speculate all we want all day long, but this is a real person. He has family and loved ones out there searching for him. This isn't a cold case, which I don't even think it would be right to do it in that, but it's not like an old cold case that no one's talking about. It's not a solved case where you come to the conclusion on this is an active investigation for a missing 15-year-old boy with autism and chromosome 6q27 deletion syndrome. It's just so frustrating, and it's just one out of how many? I don't know.
This is some sick, sick stuff that you do over there, Britney J. And by the way, for anyone who's listening, Britney started deleting all of her Sebastian streams while Deets was reviewing them. Good thing we had the clips there. Anyway, there are more clips coming up as she kept deleting, people kept sending them, so here we go with some more. Britney, you should be ashamed of yourself, spreading misinformation and putting SA on a child where you have no business doing that, and zero facts to go by either. So yeah, I do hope you reevaluate yourself, your channel, and what you do, Griftney. As annoying as I find your streams to be, I'm gonna have to pay attention now, aren't I? So I will be. Hopefully, you learn to stop exploiting and spreading misinformation, and maybe, just maybe, you'll put out the facts. And maybe, just maybe, you'll cover some other missing children, not just the popular ones. But you know what? I don't even recommend that, because you clearly don't know how to do research.
Supposedly, this is somewhere in here is when they start making fun of the Native American name and start calling the Proudfoots Stankfoot.
Girl.
But
Squeeze me?
I know, but I must have the wrong timestamp.
Sebastian.
Hang on. Apparently it got privated, but I'm getting a clip sent to me.
Ooh, you goofy little bitch. I'm sorry. I forgot this is your panel.
Did you? I haven't even heard this yet. No, you're fine. I have not. But if she called, hang on, they're going to send me a clip. If you called this family of a missing child Stankfoot and made fun of their last names and Native Americans, like what the heck is going on here? So the person's looking for the clip.
Yeah, I went to her
the video,
and there's only
I think a good rule too is if you wouldn't say it to their parents' face, should you say it online? You know.
Oh, I was just on it. Okay, so when I clicked on these live streams to go find the one that they sent me to for the SA, there was quite a few up there. Now there's only one up.
Yeah.
What the heck, girl?
There's only one dedicated and one upcoming. The rest of them have Riley's strain on them too.
So they're not privated, they're unlisted because I was still on that link and it was playing just fine.
Britney, girl, you're deleting all your bad behavior. You should stand on it if you're so proud and such a great content creator. Stand on it. Vile.
So is she watching this? Because in the chat they're saying she's hiding everything.
Yeah.
She is hiding
What
everything.
the
I'm
heck?
watching
Well,
her
come
page
over
right
here.
now.
Come
And I
over
heard you
here and
guys
just
say, like,
talk
you
then.
didn't listen
What's
to
the
her
problem?
like that. You know, not every stream, someone sent me that, and of course I saw red. Like, you can't put sexual assault on these
Oh, there
victims
went another one.
so freely.
Oh, she's just actively hiding them. Chabba.
Yes, she is. I just refreshed.
Okay.
it from this video.
Ma'am,
Yep.
okay, if you're in the bushes, we're not mean. I'll jump down because, you know, I might say some crazy
No, I'll
stuff to you.
jump down.
I'm
But
just
Deets is not
curious.
mean. Okay, so it's Scottish and it's not indigenous. Okay,
But
that's
that
fair
doesn't
enough. However,
change the point,
stop making
though.
up names for them. Don't make
If
up
you-
names for these
if-
people.
Okay, I got it. Hang on, I'm gonna load it. You go ahead and do your thing while I
was just going to point out that, okay, now there's a lot. There's like 2 rows missing from the top. But I wanted to point out that oh my gosh, she's removed all of them except the one, hold on, from 2 weeks ago, the one I told her she forgot. It's still right here. This lets me know you wasn't all up in the bullshit. You wasn't all up in the accusatory shit to these parents 2 weeks ago. You have let yourself go. You have sold your soul to the devil for the clicks and views, because everything from here 2 weeks ago is gone. And there were 3 more rows. I'm just saying. You got rid of everything. That means you're aware, girl. That means you know what you're doing. And you are doing it on purpose for those clicks. Like, you don't even feel bad for it? I mean,
she does. Well, I don't know if bad, but definitely embarrassed if you're going to
you should be embarrassed.
But here's the thing, and thank you, Heels, for updating us that it's not indigenous, that it is Scottish. If they're making the jokes thinking that it's indigenous, it still makes it horrible. It still doesn't make it right in my mind. But I'm gonna show it here.
I know, Granny. No, I'm saying, like, back then she was like, yeah, the cases have been back to back, but a lot of her content pertaining to Sebastian is gone. Everything but 2. Let's get it.
Episode 12, season 3 of that fucking whole saga.
I still can't get over the Christie. Okay.
I love her.
That's his new name. I'm calling him Christisha Stankfoot from now on.
I'm just gonna call him Mr. Stankfoot if that's okay.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, wow. Wow, that's astonishing.
I mean, this is a 4.5 minute clip, and we are 23 seconds in.
Oh, just wait for it. It gets worse. Britney, you are an ignorant scumbag, in my opinion.
And what the fuck is so funny any damn way?
Are you kidding me?
Their audacity. That's what's funny.
These are the parents of a missing autistic young man.
Just because you think they're guilty don't mean they are.
No, this isn't funny at all. And to make fun of their name, unsupervised, this is allegedly with Britney J.
Oh, did you see that post? Did you see that post? Somebody looked up the definition, like, of the word proudfoot, and the fucking definition is hilarious, dude. It says something about, like, I don't know, something about a toe, and not only that, that was the synonym. That was just the synonym. It said the main description. It said was bloated, and something.
A bloated toe.
Lord help me. I thought, man, I was like cracking up with that shit. I was like, what the hell? Bloated.
Okay, I've got the definition right here.
Are we 12 or
I
what?
think so. This is a missing child's case, y'all. And I'm not saying you can't laugh. Of course you can laugh, laugh, have a good time. But, like, at the expense of the parents of this missing child? Why?
And it's not even what she's saying it is. It says it's Scottish. It's a nickname for someone with a strutting or swaggering gait, from older Scots and Middle English proud. And then it says prude for proud, haughty plus foot equals foot. Haughty. Alternatively, it may be an alteration by folk I can't say that, of the older Scots adjective proudful, which means excessively full or bloated. It doesn't say any, like, the bloated part, she got that part right,
not
but
about, like, a bloated
not
toe.
what they were trying to make it seem like. Absolutely not.
Right. Supposedly it's some kind of, like, American Indian shit. Like, he's an American Indian, and like Proudfoot, like Stinky Dog, like, you know how they got their names. But anyway, like,
oh my god. Oh my god.
This is my first time hearing
Some
this.
American Indian shit.
Are you?
See, they do think. They think that they're
They think it's native. They do think it's an indigenous name. It doesn't matter that it's not, that it's a Scottish name. You're still poking at this name that belongs to the parents of this missing child, and you think it's an indigenous name, and you think this is funny. Are we in the Twilight Zone now? Are we in the fucking Twilight Zone?
That stunned me.
I think we are. Rewind that a little bit.
I am. Sorry,
my brain started scrambling.
My call just dropped and I couldn't get to the pause button fast enough.
Man, I was like cracking up with that shit. I was like, what the hell? Bloated toe?
Bloated ass toast.
Supposedly it's some kind of like American Indian shit. Like he's an American Indian, and that's like Proudfoot, like Stinky Dog, like
Stinky Dog. Oh my God.
First of all, indigenous or even Native American, but American. What did she say? Native Indian?
He thinks he's American Indian. He thinks he's an American Indian. You know, an American Indian. Idiot.
Supposedly it's some kind of like American Indian.
American Indian.
No.
Oh my God. I think
even know the history. Do you even know history, bro?
Oh, I'm told it gets worse. I'm told it gets worse. Here we go.
Oh. Man, I was like cracking up with that shit. I was like, what the hell? Bloated toe?
Bloated ass toast.
Supposedly it's some kind of like American Indian shit. Like he's an American Indian, and that's like Proudfoot, like Stinky Dog, like you know how they got them names. But anyway, like.
Well, for now, I'm pretty glad that I had stayed clear of your channel, Britney J, because you and some of the people you hang out with are not the kind of people that I hang out with.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying. You can look it up. Somebody found like the Native American meaning of Proudfoot, and that shit had me rolling, dude. That shit was hilarious.
Rose said, there goes your interview. Mr. Bloated Stinky
You should get fucking Stinkfoot up here for an interview on your channel.
Hi, I'm a registered Native American, and I approve of this message.
I love it.
No. Wait. What's your American name? I mean, your Indian name. Regina.
I have no idea. All I know is my grandmother was a full-blooded Sioux Indian, and I'm literally a quarter-registered Native American Lakota Indian.
I promise you, it's not.
We'll have to think of one. We'll have to come up with one for you.
My grandmother called me Aviana, and she said it has something to do with taking flight or something like that, or a little bird taking flight or something like that.
But that's not funny. That's not funny like bloated toe, though.
And that passed away. They called him I don't know what it means exactly, but anyway, and this is no offense. Don't nobody take offense, because I've known a lot of, Indian people.
Don't nobody take offense to the Indian stuff, guys, because we're not being.
I'm about to say.
No offense, guys.
Something, and my friend passed away, and he was.
There's too late. All right, I got to pause. Don't take any offense. We're just poking fun at Native Americans, at indigenous people, but don't take any offense to it at all, because it's cute and funny, and we're laughing. They asked me who's on the panel.
One of
Brittany, Nana's Dragonfly. It's kind of blurry. Regina and something crime chat. Sarah Jean, and I can't tell who the bottom one is. Emmy Joe, maybe? I don't know. I don't know who's saying what. I truly don't. But
I'm talking about the Stankfoot on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm blown away. And Burden, you hit the nail on the head. The indigenous already have so many disadvantages, especially as it comes to pertaining to our sector, to true crime, and to missing individuals. They are at such a huge disadvantage.
We're not being.
I'm about to say something, and my friend passed away, and he was Indian and stuff. Well, they have a temper, the men. They do, and they have a drinking issue. Now, I'm not saying every single one of them, but a majority.
Oh my God. You are vile. You're absolutely vile. Such an ignorant.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was not feeling any better about it. Every time you say bloated toe, I think you're going to put a D on the end of it, like a bloated toad, because that's what he looks like. I just keep it
your mouth. Have y'all ever seen that? I know a lot of people probably don't, but Owen Benjamin. He says Joe Rogan looks like a toe, and so he calls him Toe Rogan. Toe Rogan.
I gotta tell Ollie about that, because my 13-year-old, he always talking about Joe Rogan. I'm like, I don't know who the hell that is.
He looks like a big toe.
He talks about him all the time. I don't even know who the hell that is. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell him that story.
Toe Rogan.
I'm gonna tell him. All right.
Every time I hear him, I'm gonna think about bloated stinky toe.
That's the trash. That's the only thing we've asked.
Okay, so they're black Rachel. So they're saying that what happened to her head, that's what they want to know. And yeah, I don't know.
Go back. Go back.
More. I don't know.
Go back.
They're saying you almost killed her.
Go back.
Okay, so that's it. I mean, I say that's it. Like, oh, okay, no big deal. But like, it was bad enough. It was bad enough.
Imagine being, again, you're the parents. Chris says he watches, he wants to make sure that Sebastian's staying in the algorithm. He wants to make sure, and Seth said the same thing. Like, they look at social
They all
media.
did. They all
Katie
did.
said she tries not to. But imagine coming past this, and you're like, wait, this has my son's name in it, and they're talking about us?
During the interview. Like, pause the interview to talk shit on this man.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting. I don't know where you belong, Britney and friends, but you don't belong in the true crime community. You don't belong standing for victims. I don't know where you belong. There's probably a home for you somewhere, but it's not here. You're worse than Krama. Worse.
And drink it, everyone.
Lakota Indian.
I promise you, it's not.
We'll have to think of one. We'll have to come up with one for you.
One of my grandmother called me aviana, and she said it has something to do with taking flight or something like that, a little bird taking flight or something like that.
But that's not funny. That's not funny like bloated toe, though.
And that passed away. They called him I don't know what it means exactly, but anyway, and this is no offense. Don't nobody take offense. Because I've known a lot of, Indian people.
So here, I think, is where it comes, or where it happens, where they say what they're, and don't nobody take offense, and you're going to hear her say that from both of these women. How could you not take offense to this?
Offense, because I've known a lot of, Indian people.
And don't nobody take offense to the Indian stuff, guys, because we're not being.
I'm about to say something, and my friend passed away, and he was Indian and stuff. Well, they have a temper, the men. They have a drinking
temper,
issue.
the men, and a drink. Did you hear that? Let me do it again. She is saying that Indigenous people have a temper, the men do, and a drinking issue.
I'm about to say something, and my friend passed away, and he was Indian and stuff. Well, they have a temper, the men. They do, and they have a drinking issue. Now, I'm not saying every single one of them, but a majority.
What the fuck? I feel
Do you
like
even hear your verbiage there? I'm not saying every single one of them.
Well, she's also insinuating that he is American Indian. So what is she trying to say? That he has a drinking and abuse problems? Like, how does this connect?
Put that on the Proudfoots? Like,
hey, Soup. Hey, Twist. Hey, everybody else. Don't take offense to it. They're just talking shit. No big deal.
They're just goofing. It's not.
So I told myself I wasn't going to click this link at this time, but the time decided to go ahead and do it. You already know. What in the ignorance, entitled fuck are you even talking about? First of all, my grandmother was Indian doesn't give you the right to bash American native people. If you had any idea what your grandmother probably actually went through, you would not have the disrespect that you're having right now.
Preach.
An entire culture, an entire community that was robbed and to this day is disproportionately left out in the cold and forgotten.
Ignored
Constantly. And you want to laugh at it. And you're not just laughing at Indigenous people, but hey, don't take offense to it, even though it's fucking offensive.
So offensive. So
but
offensive.
you want to do that on the back of a set of parents who have a missing child. And you took the time to do the research, the alleged research to look up what the name meant. Couldn't get that right anyways. But you took the time to do the research on that, but then put
You broke up on us, Nunya. You must be driving. Yeah, 867. It's okay. They have Native American friends. Yeah, you're back. But no, real quick before you go, they don't have Native American.
Am I back?
You are back. They have Indian friends. Remember, that's what they say. They have
Indian friends
here or whatever. Like, are you?
I don't even think they know the difference, child. I don't know the difference.
I'm sorry. Is it back now?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. You took the time to research so much so in your ignorance what his name allegedly meant and still got that wrong. But you wouldn't take the time to avoid putting essay accusations on a missing child to actually research the diagnosis that his father put out there. That is gross. Absolutely, please immediately leave true crime alone. It's not for you. Do like reality TV. Maybe that's a little bit more up your alley. Like salacious TMZ kind of coverage. Like that seems like that'd be more up your alley. Don't go hide your videos now. Don't hide behind what you've already done. Just do better.
It's not gone just because you hide it.
Right.
It's still your mindset. Whoever it was that was saying that is your mindset. That's what needs changed. But especially speaking to these victims and their families, Steenie says, like I said, I don't know, I haven't heard most of her content, just the clips I played here today. She said they have already accused the mom of drinking. With what proof? With what proof is the mom drinking? Are you like? And I'm not saying that to you, Steenie. You're telling us, you're relating to us, and I get that. But did anybody take the time
she was laying on the floor drunk? Her baby's missing. What are you even doing? What is wrong with these people?
And what's the point? What is the point? Other
him.
than to put a negative light and negative thoughts about these parents, what is the point? How does any of that, number one, none of it is fact, it's opinion. But number two, how does it help find him? How does it bring awareness to him? It doesn't. You just further and further the bashing of the family and the attacking on the family. That's all you're doing. It serves no purpose. There's no good to it. None at all.
If you have to state, don't take offense to it, it's probably fucking offensive. Just to, like, for future reference, it's probably offensive if you have to state that.
I would like to finish that sentence for you. Bitch, sit down.
In your Laura voice.
Sit down. Just seriously, sit down.
You tell her, Laura. You tell her. I don't even really know what to say about all this. I mean, we had racism, we had so much ignorance, we had victim blaming, we had misinformation, assumptions. I mean, and you're here for victims, Brittany? You're here to support victims of crimes and missing people? Yeah, I don't think so. Sure doesn't sound like it to me. So it looks like Brittany put up a few of her videos, probably after she went through them, to make sure she didn't say anything else that was too vile. Not that she'd know what was too vile or what was inappropriate, but anyway, some are back up. I think the one that we're watching is not back up. It is gone. And I'm kind of glad it's gone. So as we were listening, it's kind of coming back to me now. I've been blocked from Brittany's channel since all the way back in the Kylie Rodney days. I don't know what I said to get blocked. I don't know. I was probably just correcting misinformation. And yeah, ever since then, I've been blocked. I wonder why. You've been lucky so far. But now I've got my eye on you. I'll be watching. Dear content creators and subs, you can help stop the spread of misinformation by creating content about missing children and other tragedies responsibly. If you truly want justice for Sebastian Rogers, for Summer Wells, for Michael Vaughn, and other missing people, you would share the facts and stop trying to be an internet detective. You would stop the narrative of fake, useless speculation in the name of victims, all for clicks, views, and money. If you just stop and share the facts, share the relevant information, digging deep into people's backgrounds and previous marriages. I mean, come on, it's too much. You are putting unnecessary blame and targets on these victims during the worst time of their entire lives. And subscribers, you can help too. Not only by keeping your comments respectful and less blamey, but you can help by supporting channels who report on the facts and who do so responsibly. As a subscriber, you have choices, and you can choose not to click into channels who use clickbait and fake news for views. You can choose to click out and not watch any channels who exploit missing children and their families by spreading rumors, lies, and gossip, all for greed, views, and money. If you notice they're changing the story and veering off from the facts and not telling you that they're speculating, or if their speculation becomes disgusting, nasty, and finger-pointing, like without the facts, you may be in the wrong place and you're not helping the family or the victim. And by the way, until we know for a fact from law enforcement that any family members are guilty, they too are victims. And you all, many of you, are victim bashing. You are shaming victims and their families. And by shaming their families, you're shaming the victim. You're shaming Summer Wells. You're shaming her brothers. You're shaming Sebastian Rogers and all his loved ones. And you're shaming them by going after their parents without facts from law enforcement that they're guilty. At least 90-something% of you guys have no idea how these parents are feeling. Not even an iota. Yet, people still sit there and say, if it was me, I would have done this. You have no idea what you would have done in such a traumatic situation. You don't think clearly in those moments. You also don't think clearly when there's a camera shoved in your face and half the world is accusing you of doing something to your child. So please, be mindful. We all have opinions, and that's totally normal. But there's a right way and a wrong way to go about expressing your opinion. And it's okay to do it respectfully. A little respect goes a long way. Spreading false information, rumors, and speculation can actually affect justice for the victims. Isn't justice for them why you're here to begin with? Stop fake news for views. Share facts. Stop misinformation. Justice for the victims. And the victims include their loved ones. Until we know more, until we have proof, until we have actual law enforcement information that is factual, these families are victims. Innocent until proven guilty. Please stay kind, stay respectful, and remember, it's okay to have opinions, but every once in a while, some things are just better left unsaid. And let's remember why we're here in the first place. We are here for the missing children and to get justice for them. Let's focus on them. Let's focus on their pictures and the facts. Share these beautiful faces. Let's get them out there. This is Sebastian Rogers, and he is missing. There is a lot of information that you can find on the TBI Newsroom website. You can even go there, grab his missing poster, and print it. And you can send it around, you can take it places, give it to your neighbor, take it to the gas station, grocery store. Sitting around all day on YouTube, bashing his parents, looking into their divorce records, that is not helping Sebastian. Let's get the facts out there, let's get his face out there. Let's help Sebastian's parents find Sebastian. That's all they want us to do, is share his pictures and the facts. And let the professionals do their jobs. Let the search experts organize the searches. Let's listen to them and follow directions. Let's let law enforcement do what they do. Let's let law enforcement do their jobs to find Sebastian. The content that you heard earlier is an example of what not to do. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And please share this beautiful face and his missing poster. If you have any credible information regarding the case of Sebastian Rogers, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. For more facts and information, as well as a printable missing poster, please see the TBI Newsroom website.